needs to get completed. So from 11 I have to define a completion step for each branches. So from 11 to 99 and from 12 to 99. So this will represent the completion of the individual branches. So if I go back and then select another row, so we can map this CR previous step, we can say 11. So processing branch, from processing branch, and we don't need to still define the previous action. We can directly say the CR parent step, not required, parallel group not required. We can directly come to the condition alias and let's define this condition alias with a number called 99, right? So that we identify this as the completion step. So 11 then goes to the new CR step, and the new change request step is nothing but the step number 99, which represents the condition completion. That's it. So we don't need to define the further logics into this. Now similarly we can go to the next step, and in the next step we can select the previous step, which is for the other branch. So processing branch 2, we select 12, and in this case again we will define this condition alias as the number 99, and the new CR step we will define this as the step number 99 for completion. So both branches, they will individually get completed. Now once this happens, so there is a merge point. The merge point in the diagram is represented by 2. So once at step number 2 there is a body implementation, and from 2 we need to move to the step number 30, and so let's map this from 2 to 30. So our branches, once they are completed, then from 2 to 30, so what would be the condition? So in this case, let me open this. So we'll select, and after 12 we'll take the condition of 2. So from merge point, which is the dummy step for merge, we move to the condition alias. The condition alias is U3. So we identify this step with the identifier U3 condition alias, and with this condition alias, so the system will move to the next step from 2 to 30. When it will move from 2 to 30, for U3 we then also need to define the previous action. The previous action is approve. So we can say 03. So after dummy point, the previous action is approve, and with the condition alias of U3, we can then define the new CR step, which is nothing but the step number 30. So we define this step number 30 for processing, and 30 can have the CR status which is changes to be executed. So let's keep this as 02. Now there could be another possibility. Let's also define this, which is so again quickly I go to this dummy step, and this is the step number 2, and from step number 2, if my previous action instead of approve, if it is reject, then I can define this condition as so let's see what it is. So I'm moving from 2 to, and then I say reject. So let's put some number here to identify this particular step. Let's say, so dummy 2 and condition alias, let's define the number 8 and say OK. Now with this condition alias, the new CR step, so in this case the new CR step, so what happens when you reject? It goes to the revision, and the new CR step for revision could be 92. So we select the step 92, and in this new CR status we can then say the status which is valid for revision, which is to revise perform changes. This is the status represented by 10. So now let's take the next one. So we have defined the conditions from dummy to the next one. Now from in the process, from step number 30 to step number 90, which is the final check. So from processing to final check, and the condition alias is simply 2. So we are moving from step number 30 to step number 90, and in order to map this, let's insert a new row, and we start this with the step number 30 for processing, and so we have the previous action. The previous action we can represent by approve, so I can again say 03, and so here in the CR previous CR parent step parallel group, we don't need to define this. So once I approve this step number 30 in processing, it takes us directly to, so here I can map the condition alias with the value 2 as shown in that process diagram, and the new status would be the number this is for final check, which is 90, and the new CR status with 90 would be again changes to be executed. So I can keep this as 02, and then I say OK. Now This is done. Now there could be another condition, like we did it for 30 to the previous case. In the same way we can also define, so let me reduce this. So in this case let's also define